greed, sloth, pride, lust, gluttony, wrath, and envy. The 7 deadly sins have been discussed in many, if not all, lives, entertainment, and more. Each one is a category of sin that at least everybody has a struggle or experience with. I will make a separate video on how to overcome these sins and more in detail of what they are, but for today I'm showing you social media trends as each of these sins. Social media does a number on every man, woman, and child. Having influence doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. However, people, no matter the age, can become influenced by these trends, whether starting them or following them. Many trends made or followed for the purpose of fitting in, money, and greed. Which brings us to our first 7 of the 7 deadly sins, greed. Greed and family vlogging. Money, and more. We often see the perfect lives that people can showcase, and there's nothing wrong with not wanting to show the bad of our lives. People often use social media as an escape to not show the bad. However, when does the bad become deadly? Many people doing this showcasing and money laundering take it to an extreme. One case that I see of money laundering is the trend of parents exploiting children for views, aka family vlogging. I'm going to discuss 2 specific cases, but first is Ryan's toy review. A channel that got millions of views and likes, run by his parents, Shan and Loan Kaiji. Please don't attack me in the comments, I know. However, many are worried that as he's getting older, his content should stay away from children's content. But he is now a teenager, 13, and we don't 100% know if this is still his decision to continue reviewing toys as a teenager and as a minor. Many point to his parents for the reason of this greed, to continue a stretched out YouTube career via children's toy reviews. Many say he doesn't look pleased to review toys in the videos, and many of the videos are him selling a product to people or kids specifically. Quote, nearly 90% of Ryan's toy reviews videos have at least one paid product recommendation for children under the age of 5, end quote. The parents, if this is true, are the ones to blame, not Ryan. Another channel are the 8 Passengers, a much more horrific case. The channel has 8 children and the mom and the dad. What started as a blog channel turned into abuse from the mother and the father. Ruby Frank and Jody Hildebrand, now sentenced up to 15 years for the extreme abuse of 8 children. The reason, both situations could be the cause of greed, exploiting children, etc. Now, in Ryan's case, it's not as extreme. We don't exactly know what's going on. Obviously, with 8 Passengers, it's been obviously confirmed that the parents were being abusive and exploitive. But with any family vlog channel, we see many more stories and videos come out, and even the grown-up children saying their stories of abuse and etc. from their family's greed. And this is why it's so greedful, because these people, these parents, are exploiting children, are filming their children's tantrums and private and daily lives that their friends see or whatever, and they're trying to get views from it. And it's just quite sad. So I would say that the trend of family vlogging can quickly become something of greed. On TikTok, there was a short famine of AI and NPC live streamers. Real people would pretend to be an NPC. An NPC is a non-player character in video games. that often repeat the same few phrases and movements. These people would move like a video game avatar, often swaying back and forth and saying phrases, the same couple phrases, such as join my live or thanks for whatever. Although a niche thought, many were getting money from swaying back and forth on camera. These people get paid by TikTok's gifting system on lives. People watching can send a sticker or a gift that gives the live streamer money and therefore a bigger platform. The reason this is the sin of sloth, in my opinion, is because people are swaying back and forth, saying the same couple phrases and getting money from it. Obviously, people doing this, maybe like the top 1%, maybe the top like 5 live streamers on TikTok were getting good money from this, but it's still something to think about. But of course, many people kept joining the trend, and this is still better than people stealing content, but it's really not. That's what a trend is, right? Stealing people's content. It's sloth. You see someone getting money from pretending to be an NPC, and so you do the same thing and get money for it. So, is it really better? No. And once a trend is copied, it is reused and reused until people get bored of it, thus not making any more money. Aesthetics in general have become more and more common, right? And something that I've noticed from about 2015 to now is the baddie aesthetic, mafia wife, cottagecore, etc. And people have been getting poor to look rich since the beginning of fashion. Baddie aesthetic and mafia wife trend have a similar trend of flaunting money. Starting with the baddie trend from 2015 to 2019, this trend included bright, tight, and club-like clothes that draw attention. It had a streetwear and club style that many people favored for its casual and going out mix, including a glossy lip and bright makeup. On the contrary, more recently, we have the mafia wife style that flaunts expensive wear from a criminal husband, including big fur coats and everything name brand with a smoky eye and dark red lips. Many aesthetics take us into the world of fantasy and inspiration of how we want to look. Many examples include fairycore, cottagecore, grudge, CapCut. I didn't say it correctly. I know. I'm sorry. But because of this, we replaced unique styles for a cheap bundle of clothes that can be bought from one store. Instead of building our outfits, we have gone to fast fashion stores such as Urban Outfitters, Zara, H&M, and Forever 21. These fast fashion clothing brands take trends into a store's inventory. This by itself is a good marketing strategy, however. These aesthetics change so quickly that many of these stores have become cheap and outdated. It's the sin of pride because we want to look and feel better in a way that gives us a superior complex because of the style and clothes that we wear. And we're spending so much money to look rich, when in reality a lot of these clothes are cheap and poorly made, so they make us look not super how we want it. This is a touchy subject for many people, but this is directed to men and women. Making thirst traps in the gym mirror or doing squats in see-through leggings. I see a higher rise of lustful gym culture in women, and yes, it's okay to point this out, especially as a woman. I see many women online just making it all about the butt and whatever. I get that leggings and shorts provide movement and a comfortable workout. However, many women have been doing this on purpose or even for male validation. And unfortunately, this can work. It's gotten to the point of men and women doing very sexual workouts and posting them. There's also videos of women filming themselves and saying a creepy man was watching, when this type of behavior can take away from a situation where this actually happens, otherwise known as the boy who cried wolf. We get all these women saying that, or at the gym, saying that a man was watching them when no man was. No one was minding their business. And then when a creepy situation actually happens, people are more reluctant to say anything or do anything about it because they think that it's just another woman trying to get validation or whatever it may be. And thus, the boy who cried wolf. These videos can make the gym environment more intimidating and can take away from someone getting a good workout. The lustful gym culture in men is more or less the same throughout social media. Showing gym progress turns into something sexual. Both men and women have a problem, whether it's a thirst trap or asking people inappropriate questions for attention. And this is the sin of lust, because we are trying to take physical health and turn it into something lustful for everybody to see. And obviously, when it comes to the argument of leggings and like super small tank tops for men, that's obviously something that would need to be more discussed in depth. However, when it comes to trying to get attention, validation, and not paying attention to what we wear, or we see men and women making thirst traps, whatever it may be, it's something that is definitely very lustful, and I see more and more of it as social media progresses with its content and what it's advertising. Mukbang eating. I'm sure you all know of this trend, and I'm sure you all have seen this one coming. Nico Avocado's previous videos and Amberlynn Reed are two of the most recognizable mukbang channels. I've seen social media try and defend these videos with saying, well, it's only here and there, and what about body positivity? But the reality is that the more these channels like this, the mukbang channels post mukbangs, and the more weight they gain, they still get more money and more views. And when it comes to body positivity, many people do not want to hear this, but body positivity is about disabled people, people who have any kind of disability, specifically physical disability, and weight, for the most part, can be changed, can be controlled. So those two arguments don't really work. So this is why the body positivity and the, oh, but it's not that often argument, like, just don't work. And gluttony can be any form of overindulgence. When you think about it, any sin has a gluttonous behavior to it. Mukbang eating is gluttonous because the more you post of you eating, you still get more money, but you gain more weight, and your body obviously deteriorates. It becomes so unhealthy, and you can't use it because you're becoming so big. And obviously, people who are promoting ed content, because an eating disorder can be eating way too much and way too little. This is mainly directed towards eating too much, but just know that eating too little and promoting, like Thinspo or whatever is just as bad. Like, I don't care if you're super duper anorexic or super duper overweight. Neither are good, and more people need to understand that. If you're chubby or if you're skinny, that's fine, but it exceeds a point. Okay? I can't speak, I know. But when it comes to this trend, many people gain weight, they're getting money, and they have more unhealthy eating habits. Um, and whether it's on purpose or not, it's very sad to see. Messy TikTok isn't necessarily a trend, but it has many, many hashtags and videos and likes on TikTok. It started and continues to be a string of videos that are messy. Tagging people to fight, showing screenshots of texts, and people doing anything to have revenge. It's okay to be angry. But when we keep building on a situation and posting it on social media, it doesn't make it any better. The reason messy TikTok differs from a story time or drama is because people purposefully post things to harm others, and it's labeled as revenge. I'm not talking about situations of abuse, harm, etc. I'm talking about petty drama, posting people's full names, faces, and even addresses. And this is the sin of wrath because it's taking revenge. It's creating hate. It's labeling hate as doing what I'm supposed to, or wrath, or what I should be doing because they did this. And like I said, drama, abuse, story times, those are completely different. Messy TikTok is just ramblaging everything out there, airing out all this dirty laundry, messing everything up for you and whoever you're targeting. That's the difference. Most of social media. Now, social media, I guess it's a trend. You know, your friends talk about liking this app, so you get it. And so, you follow what they like, whatever. But social media can become something of envy because human behavior can sometimes often be a trend. What are others doing? What do others like? What do others want? What do others believe? And so we often follow people and like people and want social media because that's where our friends are. That's where our people are, right? And that's okay. But when it comes to envy, such as, envious traits are being jealous of others, feeling entitled, and a lack of gratitude. I'm not telling you to delete your social media. Personally, my For You page on TikTok is baking stuff, and my Pinterest shows me cute animals, specifically seals and sheep. But if I had Instagram, I know it wouldn't help me. Personally, Instagram would not help me if I had it. Still. And in my experience, the trends and FOMO that we experience is why many people post things, or get envious over things. And I'm not telling you, oh, you can't ever post about this problem, or about this thing that you're thinking, or whatever it may be. I'm just saying that sit down, think about it. Are you being jealous? Are you feeling entitled? Are you showing a lack of gratitude? Because I know in the past I have, and sometimes I still definitely do. And it takes me a second to calm down and think, this isn't a big deal. This isn't a big thing. It was recently Thanksgiving, and I had a political comment swiped at me, and I just didn't say anything. I avoided politics in general as an entire whole. And I'm just like, nope, not the time or place. This is not going to consume me. Okay? That's not necessarily envy. It's just, it was Thanksgiving. It was the day of gratitude. And for a second, I was not feeling, very gracious. But then I'm like, no, I'm happy that my family is around. I love my family, my loved ones, my friends. Um, and so whether you're on social media or not, the feeling of being entitled and I want this, 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 and this, and being jealous of others, this, and this, can have us feeling like you're in a slump. And I understand. I definitely do. So, most of social media, you can still use it, obviously. I'm not the social media police. I'm literally posting this on YouTube. Why would I not like social media if I'm posting this on YouTube? But anyway, it's just the point of taking a second to think about what we see every day. In conclusion, I went over trends and how they relate to the 7 deadly sins. I started with family vlogging, NPC live streamers, aesthetics, gymwear, mukbangs, messy TikTok, and the feeling of FOMO and envy of social media trends as a general basis. These trends, along with others, often cloud a platform's good qualities. To share a creative mindset and interact. Obviously, it's human nature that these platforms and trends can become something utterly deadly.